Welcome to the section on building positive relationships. Throughout this section, you will learn why building positive relationships is important and how to build positive relationships as a substitute teacher in JCPS. You may be wondering, why should I attempt to build relationships when I will only be with students for a short time? Well, the answer is that if you invest the time at the beginning of class and build those positive relationships, it will save you a lot of time in the middle and end of the class. It will pay off in the long run. The first reason we should build positive relationships is it reduces chronic absenteeism. Students are more likely to come to school when an adult figure shows they care and attempts to get to know them. You can be that person for that student, and ultimately, we want students to come to school so that they can learn. Our second reason is it strengthens academic achievement. If you show you are there for students, they will be more academically successful in the long run. Our third reason is it promotes self-motivation. We want students to be motivated to do their work while you're in that class, and students are more likely to be motivated when you invest that time in building that positive relationship. Next, it strengthens self-regulation, which means students have better coping skills and can engage in the work without much of your guidance. We need to teach students how to self-regulate and cope so that when they get into the real world, they have these strategies. Lastly, it improves goal-making skills. We want students to develop goals so that they can be the best versions of themselves. If you think back to your time in school, you can most likely think of teachers who made a difference in your life. I can almost guarantee they made a difference in your life because they built that positive relationship with you. Now, you know the reasons and why we should do it. But how can you do it on the first day of substitute teaching? The first thing you can do is greet students at the door with a smile on your face and attempt to get to know them. When you know a student's name, it shows you care about them. If it's a difficult name to pronounce, you can just simply say, "Please teach me how to say your name." The second thing you can do is find ways to connect with them. For example, if a student is wearing a Minnie Mouse shirt, maybe you can make a connection by saying, "Oh, I love Minnie Mouse. Have you ever been at Disney World?" Finding those small, meaningful connections can really go a long way. Next, be genuine and supportive. Students can spot if you're not being your true version of yourself. Let them get to know you in an appropriate way, and they will be more likely to trust you and ultimately behave for you. Supporting students with whatever they may need by showing them you care and asking, "How can I help you?" throughout the lesson. Next on our list is to compliment students as much as you can, even just for the simple things such as having a pencil, sitting down in their seat, or starting on their work. You may be the only person to pay that student a compliment that day, and that can truly make a student's day. Plus, when other students see you complimenting students for doing the right thing, they are way more likely to start doing the right thing instead of engaging in misbehavior. Lastly, focus on correcting students when misbehavior occurs. We know that misbehavior will occur at some point in substitute teaching. Focus on what you want the students to do. For example, instead of saying, "Stop talking," you could simply say, "This is a reminder we need to be quiet since other students are working." Being corrective creates a positive learning environment for both you and the students. You will learn more about how to do this in the classroom management section. In that specific section, they will show you a video of how you can do it while you substitute teach. This wraps up the section on building positive relationships. I really hope you were able to gain some valuable information throughout this section.